In a discounted loan, interest is calculated on the loan amount, and then it's deducted from the loan amount. So in this first example, Jack Spratt borrowed $3,500 on a 10% discounted note for a period of 18 months. So the first thing we want to do is find the interest that has to be paid on the date that he receives the money. All right, so the interest is the principal times the rate times the time. So the principal was the $3,500 that he was trying to borrow. The rate, 10%, I need to express it as a decimal, so I'll drop the percent sign and either divide by 100 or move the decimal point 2 places to the left. It's an annual rate because we're not told otherwise. So I have to express my time, that 18 months in years. So to go from months to years, we'll take the number of months and divide by the 12 months in a year. So 18 months is 18/12ths of a year. So to calculate the interest, it's 3,500 times 0.10 times the 18 divided by 12. Notice I'm not reducing that 18/12ths, and I'm not converting it to a decimal. I'm going to let the calculator do all the work. I'm going to enter it all in one line. And I find that the interest that he has to pay for the use of that money is $525. But because this is a discounted note, he has to pay the interest out of the loan amount. So he doesn't receive the full $3,500. We take the loan amount, subtract the interest. What he actually walks out of the bank with is a check for $2,975. So they advertised an interest of 10%, but that was based on the $3,500 that loan amount that he requested. We want to find the rate that he pays on the amount that he actually got. So we want to find the actual rate of interest. So to find the actual rate of interest, I'll use the simple interest formula. The interest that he paid was $525. The principal, we want to find the interest on the amount of money that he actually got. So the principal would be $2,975. The rate we don't know, I'll leave that as a variable. And he used that money for 18 months or 18/12ths of a year. I want that time to be annual, so when I get our rate, it'll be in the default format. It'll be an annual rate. So plugging it in, 525 equals the principal times the rate. I don't know that. That's what I want to find. I'll leave that as a variable. Times the time, 18/12ths of a year. So I have 525 equals 4462.5 R. So solving for R, I'll divide both sides by that 4462.5. And I'm going to want this rate to the nearest hundredth of a percent. So I'm going to round to 4 decimal places so that when I convert it to a percent, I'll get it to the nearest hundredth of a percent. So go from a decimal percent to a percent. I'm going to multiply by 100, which moves the decimal point 2 places to the right, and I'll tack on a percent sign. So the actual rate of interest was 11.76%. It's a lot higher than the 10% that they advertised. It's a little deceptive. So Jane Doe borrowed $1,000 from the bank for 120 days. The bank discounted the note at 8.5%. So to find the interest that she paid on the date she received the loan, I'll use the simple interest formula, where the principal is the money that she borrowed. Well, she borrowed $1,000. The rate, it's 8.5%. We need it as a decimal, so I'll drop the percent sign, either divide by 100 or move the decimal point 2 places to the left, so 0.085. Now it's an annual rate because we're not told otherwise. So I'm going to need my time, my 120 days in years. So to go from days to years, you take the number of days and divide it by the 360 days in a banker's year. So I have 1,000 for P, 0.085 for R, and 120 divided by 360 for T. So I get an interest of $28.33. Since it's a discounted loan, though, the interest is taken directly out of the money that she borrowed. So she doesn't receive the full $1,000. To find out how much she received, we'll subtract the interest from that $1,000. So she actually only received $971.67. Well, they advertised an 8.5% interest, but that was on the $1,000. We want to find the rate of interest that she's paying on the money that she actually got, on the $971.67. So again, I'll use the simple interest formula. And I'll substitute what I know. I know that the interest that she paid was $28.33. We want to find the rate of interest on the money that she received, that $971.67. And we want the rate to be annual, because that's the norm. That's when we usually express it. So we want the rate to be annual. So we're going to express our time in years. All right, well, she used the money for 120 days, or 120 over 360th of a year. All right, so I'll plug in what I know. 28.33 for I, 971.67 for P. R we don't know, that's what we want to find out, so we'll leave that as a variable, and T is 120 over 360. All right, so I'll simplify it. So when I multiply the 971.67 times 120 divided by 360, I get 323.89 R. So solve for R, divide both sides by that 323.89. And I want to round R to the nearest 4 decimal places. So when I convert it to a percent, I'll get it to the nearest 100th of a percent. So to convert this decimal to a percent, I'll multiply by 100, or move the decimal point 2 places to the right, tack on a percent sign. So the actual rate of interest, 8.75%. So they advertised 8.5%, excuse me, on the $1,000 she requested. But what she's actually paying is 8.75%, so it's higher of what she actually received.